The Atharvaveda, Kanda 20, Hymn 71, 16 verses. Mighty is Indra, yea, supreme greatness becomes the thunderer. Wide as the heaven extends his power, which aideth those to win them sons who come as heroes to the fight, are singers loving holy thoughts, his belly drinking deepest draughts of soma like an ocean swells, like wide streams from the cope of heaven. So also is his excellence, great, copious, rich and cattle-like, a ripe branch to the worshipper. For verily, thy mighty powers, Indra, are saving helps at once, unto a worshipper like me. So are his lovely gifts, let laud be said and praise to Indra sung, that he may drink the soma juice. Come, Indra, and delight thee with the juice at all the soma feasts. Protector, mighty in thy strength. To Indra pour ye forth the juice, the active gladdening juice to him, the gladdening omnific God, O Lord of all men, fair of cheek, rejoice thee in the gladdening buds, present at these drink offerings. Songs have outpoured themselves to thee, Indra the strong, the guardian Lord, and raised themselves unsatisfied. Send to us bounty manifold, O Indra, worthy of our wish. For power supreme is only thine, O Indra, stimulate thereto us emulously fain for wealth. And glorious, O most splendid one, give Indra wide and lofty fame, wealthy in cattle and in strength, lasting our lifetime, failing not. Grant us high fame, O Indra, grant riches bestowing thousands those, fair fruits of earth borne home in wains, praising with songs the praiseworthy who cometh to our aid. We call Indra the treasure lord of wealth. To lofty Indra, dweller by each libation, the pious man sings forth aloud a strengthening hymn. Aside from marijuana juice with opium and ephedra dripped into it, or some people say the fly agaric mushroom because of some references, and possibly other psychotropic plants might be included in the phrase. Soma can be thought of as conscious manipulation. Hymn 2072, 3 verses. In all libations, men with hero spirit urge thee, universal one, each seeking several light, each fain to win the light apart, be furthering like a ship. Will we, set to the chariot pole of strength, as men who win with sacrifices Indra's thought, men who win Indra with their lauds. Couples desirous of thine aid are storming thee, pouring their presence forth to win a stall of kine, pouring gifts Indra seeking thee. When two men seeking spoil are heaven, thou bringest face to face in war. Thou showest Indra then the bolt thy constant friend, the bull that ever waits on thee. Also this morn may he be well inclined to us. Mark at our call our offerings and our song of praise, our call that we may win the light. As thou, O Indra, thunder-armed, wilt, as the strong one, slay the foe. Listen thou to the prayer of me, a later sage. Hear thou a later sage's prayer. Now, people are going to say, well, I might be limited in intelligence. Well, everybody's limited in intelligence. So just use your intelligence as you can. Maybe there's only a few verses here or there that you can learn or form an application of. But in a way, everybody's supposed to be a sage, a scholar. Hymn 2073, 6 verses. All these libations are for thee. O hero, to thee I offer these my prayers that strengthen. Ever in every place must men invoke thee. Never do men attain, a wonder worker, thy greatness, mighty one who must be lauded. Nor Indra, thine heroic power and bounty. Bring to the wise, the great, who waxeth mighty, your offerings, and make ready your devotion. To many clans he goeth, man's controller, when with the princes Maghavan, famed of old, comes nigh to the thunderbolt of gold, and the controller's car, which whose two tawny coursers draw. Then Indra is the sovereign lord of power, whose fame spreads far and wide. With him too is this rain of his that comes like herds. Indra throws drops of moisture on his yellow beard. When the sweet juice is shed, he seeks the pleasant place, and stirs the worshipper as the wind disturbs the wood. We laud and praise his several deeds of valor, who, father-like with power, hath made us stronger, who with his voice slew many thousand wicked ones, who spake in varied manner with contemptuous cries. Now, some people might say that they're divinizing certain features of, the northernmost people. And it is true that some things made their way from the Norse and all that. There was also Homo erectus, where the red hair and I think the blonde hair started. So, but there's also things that can be indicated by such terms. It's like if you've ever seen one of the devas, the light beings, the shining ones is a better translation straight from the term. These unfallen angels, these ahuras, these malaika, wings is a fair way to say it, but it's not like the bird wings. It's not that limited in its scope. Hymn 2074, 7 verses. O soma drinker, ever true, utterly hopeless though we be, do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one, O Lord of strength, whose jaws are strong, great deeds are thine, the powerful. Do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one, lull thou asleep, to wake no more. The pair who on each other look, do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one, hero, let hostile spirits sleep, and every gentler genius awake. Do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one, destroy this donkey, O Indra, who intones discordant braids to thee. Do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one, far distant, on the forest falls the tempest in a circling course. Do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one, slay each reveler and destroy him who in secret injures us. Do thou, O Indra, give us hope of beauteous horses and of kine, and thousands, O most wealthy one. Now, the snake, the dog, and the donkey see closer into the infrared spectrum, and also they have been said to be greater witnesses of the asura, of the jinn, of the fire beings, the fairy, whatever you want to call it. I think there's other animals on that, but Islam, for example, doesn't say that the animal is evil or an enemy or something like that. Of course, there was spirits that take on certain forms, but they're saying, we want horses and cows and stuff, not donkeys, but people want different farm animals for different things, right? Hymn 20, 75, 3 verses. Couples desirous of thine aid are storming thee, pouring their presents forth to win a stall of king pouring gifts. Indra seeking thee, when 2 men seeking spoil are heaven, thou bringest face to face in war, thou showest Indra, then the bolt, thy constant friend, the bowl that ever waits on thee. In this thine heroic power, full well the people knew, wherewith thou breakest down, Indra, autumnal forts, breakest them down, and conquering might, thou hast chastised, O Indra, Lord of strength, the man who worships not, and made thine own this great earth and these water floods, with joyous heart these water floods, and they have brooded far this hero might, when thou, O strong one, in thy joy helpest thy suppliants who sought to win thee for their friend. Their battle cry thou madest sound victorious in the shocks of war, one stream after another they have gained from thee, eager for glory they have gained. And just like in India, I live in a place that the storms make the start of the cooling quarter not as hot. Of course, that's the hottest time of the year. The first couple weeks of August are the hottest in the northern hemisphere. But the rains help a lot of food to be produced. And in Teutonic culture, they'd call that the season of hate and war and all that stuff. So the forts, because this is a time of abundant harvest, so for some reason Western Europeans, Northwestern Europeans is what I'm specifically referring to, thought this was the time to go to war because people have more. It's like, if everybody has more than they need, they shouldn't fight to make some of them richer and take away from some of them. That's, Hymn 20, 76. Need to go to the next page. 8 verses. As sits the young bird on the tree rejoicing, ye, swift pair, have been roused by clear laudation, whose Hotar priest through many days is Indra, earth's guardian, friend of men, the best of heroes. May we, when this dawn and the next dance hither, be thy best servants, most heroic hero. Let the victorious car with triple splendor bring hitherward the 100 chiefs with Kutsa. What was the gladdening draught that pleased thee, Indra? Speed to our doors our songs, for thou art mighty. Why comest thou to me? What gift attracts thee? Fain would I bring thee food most meet to offer. Indra, what fame hath one like thee mid heroes? With what plan wilt thou act? Why hast thou sought us, as a true friend, wide strider, to sustain us, since food absorbs the thought of each among us? Speed haply those as Surya ends his journey, who meet his wish as bridegrooms meet their spouses. Men who support, O Indra, strong by nature, with food the many songs that tell thy praises. Thine are the 2 measures, Indra, wide well meted. Heaven for thy majesty, earth for thy wisdom. Here for thy choice are somas mixed with butter. May the sweet meat be pleasant for the drinking. They have poured out a bowl to him, to Indra, full of sweet juice, for faithful is his bounty. O'er earth's expanse hath he grown great by wisdom, the friend of man. By heroic exploits Indra hath conquered in his wars. The mighty men strive in multitudes. to win his friendship. Ascend thy chariot, as it were in battle, which thou shalt drive to us with gracious favor. Now, when we offer things, it's not exactly like we're saying that God or these other spiritual entities eat and drink or smell the incense in the way that we do. Hymn 2077, 8 verses. Impetuous true, let Maghavan come hither, and let his tawny coursers speed to reach us. For him have we pressed juice, exceeding potent. Here praised with song, let him effect his visit. Unyoke as at thy journey's end, O hero, to gladden thee today at this libation. Like Usana, the priest, a laud shall utter, a hymn to thee, the Lord divine, who markest, when the bull, quaffing praises our libation, as a sage paying holy rites in secret, 7 singers here from heaven hath he begotten, who e'en by day have wrought their works while singing. When heaven's fair light by hymns was made apparent, they made great splendor shine at the break of morning. He with his succor, best of heroes, scattered the blinding darkness, so that men saw clearly. Indra, impetuous one, hath waxed immensely. He with his vastness hath filled earth and heaven. E'en beyond this his majesty extendeth, who hath exceeded all the worlds in greatness. Sakra, who knoweth well all human actions, hath with his eager friends let loose the waters. They with their songs cleft even the mountains open, and willingly disclosed the stall of cattle. He smote away the flood's obstructor, Vretra. Earth conscious lent her aid to speed thy thunder. Thou sentest forth the waters of the ocean as Lord through power and might. O daring hero, when, much invoked, the waters rock thou deftest, Sarama showed herself and went before thee, hidden by Angarasis, bursting the cow stalls. Thou foundest ample strength for us as leader. And there's the physical process, there's the, well, some of the rituals have physical processes too, but there's the more, each class of society has its process. But we think about, where do created entities like the Devas, where do they get their power? Hymn 2078, 2 verses. And I'm not sure if there's an idea that it could be when you refer to the ultimate acausal, that you're doing the same thing as the Greeks do. You talk about the one who sees beyond the senses, beyond the, the seeing of the seeing, or it's hard to translate. Theon, right? Wait, that's not the right part. You know what I mean. Some of these phrases, God of gods, 2078, 2 verses. 3 verses. Sing this, what time the juice is pressed, to him, your hero much invoked, to please him as a mighty bull. He, excellent, withholdeth not his gift of power and wealth and kine. When he hath listened to our songs, may he with might disclose for us the cow's stall, whosoever it be, to which the Dasu slayer goes. And the songs being accompanied, the songs are part of the experience. Regardless of if a person is using a substance to enhance their ritual, they tend to be trained well, not nowadays, but the indication was that they tended to be trained towards having the experience even without the substance. Hymn 2079, 2 verses. O Indra, give us wisdom as a sire gives wisdom to his sons. Guide us, O much invoked, on this our way. May we, living, still enjoy the light. Grant that no mighty foes, unknown, malevolent, unhallowed, tread us to the ground. With thine assistance, hero, may we pass through all the waters that are rushing down. One of the things about that is the same thing you find in some verses of the Bible explaining the whole children of God metaphor. That, it's not literal, right? Hymn 2080, 2 verses. Bring us, O Indra, name and fame, enriching, mightiest, excellent, wherewith a wondrous God, fair-cheeked and thunder-armed, thou hast filled full this earth and heaven. We call on thee, O King, mighty among the gods, ruler of men, to succor us. All that is weak in us, excellent God, make firm, make our foes easy to subdue. And we give our effort, but we definitely ask for aid in our effort. Hymn 2081, 2 verses. O Indra, if 100 heavens and if 100 earths were thine, no, not 100 suns could match thee at thy birth, not both the worlds, O Thunderer. Thou hero hast performed thy hero deeds with might, yea, all with strength. O strongest one, Bhagavan, help us to a stable full of kine, O Thunderer, with wondrous aids. I think just the word with is supposed to be in parentheses there, but it says needs, and I'm sure it's supposed to be you perform the needs with might, or you fulfill your needs with might. Your hero needs, that doesn't exactly make sense. In 2082, 2 verses. If I, O Indra, were the lord of riches, ample as thine own, I should support the singer God who scatterest wealth, and not abandon him to woe. Each day would I enrich the man who sang my praise. In whatsoever place he were, no kinship is there better, Bhagavan, than thine. A father even is no more. And we definitely need to realize the aspects of our familial and other worldly relationships. And one of the ways that people started referring to God as a father was on that basis. That there was a lacking in the father, or same thing with the mother, so they projected it upon divinity. In 2083, 2 verses. O Indra, grant a happy home, a triple refuge, triply strong. Bestow a dwelling place on the rich lords and me. Thy dart afar from these, they who with minds intent on spoil subdue the foe, boldly attack and smite him down. From these, O Indra, bounteous Lord, who lovest song, be closest guardian of our lives. And there's lives in a multiple, there's different senses to that, right? In 2084, 3 verses. O Indra, marvelously bright, come, these libations long for thee. Thus, by fine fingers purified, urged by the holy singer, spent by song, come, Indra, to the prayers of the libation pouring priest. Approach, O Indra, hasting thee, Lord of bay horses, to the prayers. Take pleasure in the juice we pour. And it's important that we enjoy our rights, but ultimate divinity should be the goal. Hymn 2085, 4 verses. Glorify not besides, O friends, so shall no sorrow trouble you. Praise only mighty Indra when juice is shed, and say your lauds repeatedly. Even him eternal like a bull, who rushes down men's conqueror. Bounteous like a cow, him who is cause of both, of enmity and peace, to both sides most munificent. Although these men in sundry ways invoke thee to obtain thine aid, be this our prayer addressed, O Indra, unto thee thine exaltation every day. Those skilled in song, O Bhagavan, among these men are come with might. The foeman's songs come hither, bring us strength in many a varied form, most near that it may succor us. And you can mention specific things in prayers, but sometimes it's best to take an extra effort to make sure that things have been opened up. Hymn 2086, 1 verse. Those who are yoked by prayer, I harness. The two fleet friendly bays who joy together, mounting thy firm and easy car, O Indra, wise and all-knowing, come thou to the Soma. And notice that this use of the term car was before the motor vehicle. But the whole idea is the vehicle. And some technological stuff comes through in the meaning of that, but the references make it sound like it can't possibly be physical flight through the heavens and stuff like this when you get to those verses. Hymn 2087, 7 verses. Priests offer to the Lord of all the people the milked out stalk of Soma. Radiant colored, no wild bull knows his drinking place like Indra, who ever seeks him. Who hath pressed the Soma thou dost desire to drink? Each day that passes, the pleasant food which thou hast had aforetime. O Indra, gratified in heart and spirit, drink eagerly the Soma set before thee. Thou newly born for strength didst drink the Soma. Thy mother told thee of thy future greatness. O Indra, thou hast filled mid-air's wide region, and given the gods by battle room and freedom. When thou hast urged the arrogant to combat, proud in their strength of arm, we will subdue them. Our Indra, when thou fightest, girt by heroes, we in the glorious fray with thee will conquer. I will declare the earliest deeds of Indra, and recent acts which Bhagavan hath accomplished. When he had conquered godless wiles and magic, Soma became his own entire possession. Thine is this world of flocks and herds around thee, which with the eye of Surya thou beholdest. Thou, Indra, art alone the lord of cattle. May we enjoy the treasure which thou givest. Ye twain are lords of wealth in earth and heaven. Thou, O Brihaspati, and thou, O Indra, mean though he be, give wealth to him who lauds you. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And what we're looking at there with magic, I'm not entirely sure what's meant by that. Are they referring to a term like the ancient Egyptian seher, Seher, s and external internal s. But you know what I mean, that the asuras are somehow involved in it, or what do they mean by that? So if you know the word and the exact implication of that, comment, please. Hymn 2088, 6 verses. Him who with might hath propped earth's ends, who sitteth in threefold seat, Brahaspata with thunder, him with a pleasant tongue, hath ancient sages, deep thinking, holy singers set before them. Wild in their course, in well-marked wise rejoicing, were they, Brahaspata, who pressed around us. Preserve, Brahaspata, the stall, uninjured, this company's reigning, ever-moving birthplace. Brahaspata, from thy remotest distance have they set down who love the law eternal. For thee were dug wells springing from the mountain, which murmuring round about pour streams of sweetness. Brahaspata, when first he had his being from mighty splendor in supremest heaven, strong with his sevenfold mouth, with noise of thunder, with his 7 rays blew and dispersed the darkness. With the loud shouting band who sang his praises with thunder, he destroyed malignant Vala. Brahaspata, thundering, drave forth the cattle, the lowing cows, who make oblations ready. Serve we with sacrifices, gifts, and homage, even thus, the steer of all the gods, the Father, Brahaspata, may we be lords of riches, with noble progeny and store of heroes. Now, I don't know what they mean by gods. They probably mean the light beings. They're probably using that term. But you don't always know when you're looking at an English translation of something, because whether people worshipped other things or not, there's a lot of that misrendering in translations. Hymn 2089. But before that, whatever is good and whatever is in abundance, that would be mentioned or included in whatever act of worship and pretty much whatever culture. Even as an archer shoots afar his arrow, offer the laud to him with meet adornment. Quell with your voice the wicked's voice. O sages, singer, make Indra rest beside the Soma. Draw thy friend to thee like a cow at milking. O singer, wake up Indra as a lover. Make thou the hero haste to give us riches, even as a vessel filled brimful with treasure. Why, Magavan, do they call thee bounteous giver? Quicken me thou. I hear. Art he who quickens? Sakra, let my intelligence be active, and bring us luck that finds great wealth, O Indra. Standing in the battle for their rights together, the people, Indra and the fray, invoke thee. Him who brings gifts, the hero makes his comrade. With him who pours no juice, he seeks not friendship. Whoso with plenteous juice for him expresses strong somas, as much quickly coming treasure for him he overthrows in early morning his swift, well-weaponed foes, and slays the tyrant. He unto whom we offer praises, Indra Magavan, who hath joined to ours his wishes. Before him even afar the foe must tremble low, before him must bow all human glories. With thy fierce bolt, O God, invoked of many, drive to a distance from afar the foeman. O Indra, give us wealth in cereals and cattle, and make the singer's prayer gain strength and riches. Indra, the swallower of strong libations, with their thick residue, the potent somas, he, Magavan, will not restrict his bounty. He brings much wealth unto the Soma presser, yea, by the superior play he wins advantage when he, a gambler, piles his gangs in season. Celestial-natured, He o'erwhelms with riches the devotee who keeps not back his money. O much invoked, may we subdue all famine and evil want with store of grain and cattle. May we alight at first in rank with princes, obtain possessions by our own exertion. Brahaspati protect us from the rearward and from above and from below, from sinners. May Indra from the front and from the center, as friend to friends, vouchsafe us room and freedom. And one of the things we're having here is this idea of just war. People's rights are being violated. So people may join them to help, and they're fighting for their own rights.